If you've started drifting to one side when you walk, if you've caught yourself reaching for a wall you never used to need, if standing up from a chair now comes with half a second of wait, which way is up? I need you to keep watching, because what I'm about to tell you is something almost nobody explains correctly, and getting it wrong is exactly why so many people never fix it. Here's the pattern I see again and again. Someone notices they're not walking the way they used to. They mention it at their next checkup, and the answer is almost always the same 3 words. Just be careful. Watch your step. Use the railing. Maybe wear better shoes. So they do that, and months later, the drifting is still there. The hesitation before turning a corner is still there. And slowly, quietly, they start believing this is just what getting older feels like. It isn't. And today I'm going to explain exactly why your balance changes as you get older. In plain language, no medical jargon. And then walk you through 8 simple exercises that target the actual systems involved. No gym, no equipment, just a wall, a sturdy chair, and about 12 minutes a day. Before we get into it, if this channel is new to you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because I put out videos like this every week for people who want to stay steady, independent, and strong on their own 2 feet. And when we're done today, drop a 1 in the comments if this helped, or a 0 if you think I could explain something better. I read every single one. Let's talk about what's actually going on in your body. Walking upright without falling over is one of the most complicated things your body does, and you've been doing it so long you've forgotten how much is involved. It isn't one system, it's 3, working together every single second, feeding information to your brain so it can make constant tiny corrections you never even notice. The first is your inner ear, specifically a set of fluid-filled canals that sense motion and head position. This is your vestibular system, and it's essentially your body's internal spirit level. The second is what's called proprioception. Nerve signals coming from your feet, ankles, knees, and joints, constantly reporting where your body is in space, even with your eyes closed. And the third is simply your vision. Your eyes scanning the ground ahead, judging distance, spotting uneven surfaces before your feet get there. Your brain takes all 3 of these inputs, blends them together instantly, and sends out the muscle corrections that keep you upright. When you're young, this happens so fast and so smoothly, you never think about it. But here's what actually happens with age. Each of these 3 systems can quietly lose a little sharpness. The inner ear becomes slightly less sensitive. The nerve signals from your feet slow down. Your eyes take a fraction of a second longer to process what they're seeing. None of this happens dramatically. It happens gradually in the background over years. And here's the part almost nobody explains. When even one of these 3 systems weakens, your brain has to guess more and lean harder on whichever inputs are still working. That's the drifting. That's the hesitation before you commit to a step. That's the moment your hand shoots out for a wall before your mind even decides to do it. It isn't weakness in your legs. It's your brain not getting clear enough information to know exactly where straight is anymore. The good news is that this system is trainable at any age. Balance is not fixed. It responds to practice, the same way a muscle responds to exercise. because, in a very real sense, it is a skill your nervous system relearns every time you challenge it safely. That is exactly what these 8 exercises are built to do. Sharpen each of those 3 inputs and rebuild your brain's confidence in reading them correctly. We'll work through 2 groups today. The first group wakes up your foot and ankle senses and loosens the tension that builds up in your neck and shoulders over years of posture habits. Tension that can make your head position feel less accurate to your brain than it should. The second group trains your vestibular system and your coordination directly, the parts responsible for keeping you steady while you're actually moving, turning, and reacting. Let's start with Group 1. Exercise 1. Seated neck and shoulder release. Tension in your neck and upper shoulders doesn't just cause stiffness, it can dull the accuracy of the signals your brain uses to sense head position, which is one of the 3 inputs feeding your balance system. Loosening this area gives your brain a cleaner signal to work with. Here's how to do it. Sit tall in a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor. Let your chin drop gently toward your chest, just enough to feel a light stretch along the back of your neck. Hold for 5 slow breaths. Then slowly roll your head to the right, pause when you feel a comfortable stretch, and hold for 3 seconds. Return to center. Then repeat on the left. Do this 5 times on each side, once in the morning and once in the evening. Within the first week or 2, most people notice their neck simply turns further and feels lighter. Exercise 2. Side neck stretch. The muscle running from behind your ear down to your collarbone tends to carry more chronic tension than almost any other muscle in the body, especially if you spend time looking down at a phone, a book, or a screen. Releasing it improves both comfort and the accuracy of head position signals. Place one hand flat on your collarbone and press down gently to anchor the skin. Slowly tilt your head toward the opposite shoulder, letting your ear drift downward, and lift your chin very slightly. You should feel a clear, mild stretch down the side of your neck, never sharp, never pulling. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds, breathing steadily. Then switch sides. 2 rounds per side is plenty. Exercise 3. Foot and ankle wake up. This is the one most people skip, and it might be the most important. Remember those nerve signals from your feet I mentioned earlier? The ones telling your brain exactly where the ground is? As we age, the skin and nerves on the soles of our feet become less responsive, and that dulls one of your 3 main balance inputs. This exercise resensitizes them. Sit down and take your shoes and socks off if you can. Roll a tennis ball or a small water bottle slowly under the arch of one foot for about 30 seconds, applying light pressure. Then spread and curl your toes 10 times as if you're trying to pick up a marble with them. Switch feet. Do this once a day, ideally before your balance training, so your feet are switched on and sending clear signals when you start moving. Now let's move to Group 2, the exercises that train your brain's coordination and reaction time directly. Exercise 4. Slow motion, straight line walk. Normal walking happens fast enough that your brain covers up small weaknesses with momentum. Slowing it down forces every part of your balance system to work with full attention, which is exactly how you retrain it. Find a clear hallway. If you need it, keep one hand lightly near a wall, not gripping it, just nearby. Walk at the slowest pace you can control, taking 3 to 4 full seconds for each step. Lift your foot deliberately, pause for a beat in the air, then place your heel down first with control before shifting your weight forward. Walk 10 steps, turn carefully using small steps, and walk 10 steps back. That's 1 set. Do 3 sets. Keep your eyes looking forward, not down at your feet. Your brain needs to practice trusting the ground without staring at it. If you feel a little wobble, that's not a problem. That's your brain actively working through the correction. That wobble is the entire point of the exercise. Exercise 5. Heel-to-toe line walk. This mimics exactly the kind of walking that causes the most stumbles in daily life. Moving through a narrow hallway, stepping around furniture, navigating a tight space. It trains balance while you're actually in motion, which is a different skill than standing still. Stand at one end of a hallway, one hand near the wall for safety. Place your right foot directly in front of your left, heel almost touching toes, then bring your left foot forward the same way, walking in a straight line. 10 steps forward, turn. 10 steps back. That's 1 set, and 2 sets is enough to start. If you need to touch the wall for a second, that's completely fine. Touch it, steady yourself, and continue. As this gets easier over the following weeks, try it with your arms crossed over your chest instead of held out, which removes some of the extra help your arms give you and puts more of the work on your core and ankles. Exercise 6. Standing marches with a cross-body tap. This one does 2 things at once. It builds the hip strength you need to lift your foot cleanly off the ground with each step, and it trains cross-body coordination, the communication between the left and right sides of your brain that keeps your walking pattern smooth and rhythmic. Stand behind a sturdy chair, both hands resting lightly on the back for support. Lift your right knee toward your chest and tap it with your left hand at the top of the lift. Lower with control, then repeat on the other side. That's 1 rep. Do 10 reps per side, 20 total. Move slowly and make sure your hand and knee arrive at the same moment. That timing is what actually builds the coordination. Once this feels easy, try it without holding the chair, and eventually, with your doctor's okay, try a couple of reps with your eyes closed to challenge the system further. Exercise 7. Fixed point turn. Turning around, pivoting in the kitchen, checking behind you, changing direction after standing up is one of the situations where unsteadiness shows up the most, because it asks your eyes and your inner ear to coordinate in a way that walking straight doesn't. Stand facing a wall near a sturdy chair or counter. Pick a fixed point at eye level, a light switch, a picture frame, anything clear. Lock your eyes on it. Take 3 slow steps while turning in a full circle, keeping your eyes on that point for as long as you physically can before your head has to catch up, and then find that same point again the moment you finish turning. Do 5 turns per session, starting slowly, and only pick up the pace over the following weeks as it feels steadier. Keep your eyes open the whole time. The benefit of this exercise comes specifically from your eyes and your inner ear working together during motion. Exercise 8. Multi-direction weight shifts. Most falls don't happen walking straight forward. They happen reaching sideways, turning unexpectedly, or shifting weight in a direction you weren't ready for. This exercise trains your ability to move your center of gravity and recover, which is the real skill behind catching yourself before a stumble turns into a fall. Stand behind a sturdy chair, hands resting lightly on the back, feet hip-width apart. Shift your weight onto your right foot, lifting your left foot just an inch off the floor, and hold for 3 seconds. Return to center, then repeat on the left. Then shift your weight forward onto the balls of your feet, hold 3 seconds, return, and shift backward onto your heels. Hold 3 seconds, and return. That full sequence, right, left, forward, back, is 1 round. Do 3 rounds. As you get more comfortable, gradually loosen your grip on the chair, moving from your full hand to just your fingertips to no support at all, letting your ankles and core take on more of the work each time. Now, before you start any of this, a few things I want you to genuinely take seriously, because I'd rather you be cautious than get hurt. If you've ever been diagnosed with a neurological condition, had a stroke, or have any condition affecting your inner ear or balance specifically, please check with your doctor or a physical therapist before starting, so they can tell you what's appropriate for your situation. If any of these exercises cause sharp pain, sudden dizziness, a spinning sensation, chest discomfort, or anything that simply doesn't feel right, stop immediately and don't push through it. And if your unsteadiness came on suddenly or is getting noticeably worse rather than staying the same, please don't wait on exercises. Get that checked by a doctor, because sudden changes in balance can sometimes signal something that needs prompt attention. For the exercises themselves, always have a wall or sturdy chair within reach, not because I expect you to fall, but because knowing it's there lets you train with confidence instead of tension, which actually makes the exercises work better. Avoid doing any of this in socks on a hard floor. Go barefoot if you can, since it gives your brain better feedback from the ground, or wear shoes with a non-slip sole, and go at your own pace. There is no version of this where rushing gets you there faster. Here's how to fit all of this into your day without it feeling like a chore. In the morning, spend about 5 minutes on the first 3 exercises: the neck release, the side stretch, and the foot wake up. Think of this as opening the door so the rest of your training actually gets through clearly. Then, anytime during the day, even in short 2 or 3 minute bursts, work through the 5 balance and coordination exercises. The slow walk and the heel-to-toe walk fit into any hallway. The marches, turns, and weight shifts only need the space next to a chair. Altogether, it's under 12 minutes, and it works far better done a little every day than in one long session once a week. Give it 6 weeks of steady, honest effort. Not perfect effort, steady effort. Some days will feel like nothing is changing, and those are actually the most important days, because your nervous system is quietly rebuilding pathways in the background before you ever feel the difference. And then one day, you'll walk across a room or turn a corner in the kitchen and realize partway through that you didn't reach for anything. You just walked. That's the goal. Not a dramatic transformation overnight. Just your body slowly relearning how to trust the ground under it again. If someone in your life grabs the counter when they stand up, hesitates before turning around, or has quietly stopped walking outside because they're worried about their footing, send them this video. It might be exactly what helps them feel steady enough to trust their steps again. And one more thing before you go, balance is only half the picture. The other half is leg strength, because even a perfectly tuned balance system still needs strong legs to catch you in that split second when it counts. I've made a full video on safe, simple leg strengthening exercises for people over 70. No gym, no equipment, and it's on your screen right now. Go watch that one next. If this helped you, leave a 1 in the comments. If there's something I can explain better next time, leave a 0. I mean that. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.